Hello. Hello, my friends. It's Cheryl. Welcome back. It's Friday. And that means it is time for Muppin Sewing Emporium. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are doing fantastically well. I am here with Mr. Spooky. Mr. Spooky cannot say hello. I hope that you are having a wonderful week and you're about to kick off an amazing weekend with me. I am here live to you through the power of the internet in beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky, where I have returned from my many travels and going around the country with various quilt shows. If you are wondering, Cheryl, why are you not in Houston tonight and this weekend? My friends, I don't know, did you just hear me say that I bought a building here in Paducah, Kentucky? Yes, and that is why I'm not in Houston, because of buildings before shows. So tonight we have something really cool to share with you on pre-order, and that is this awesome advent calendar. Now, if you have not, how many of you love advent calendars? Like, I've loved advent calendars since I was a wee one. And this one, my friends, you are going to want to hurry and get this over on our website before it sells out. So these are super limited. There are not a lot of these. Okay, so you're gonna have to hear all those goodies in there. Okay, so this is an advent calendar. I've said that twice now, 3 times. It's an advent calendar. It is a sewing advent calendar, okay? And there are 24 days worth of sewing supplies in this calendar. It's a big boy. It's hefty, okay? This is pretty awesome. And I did one of these last year. It was not exactly like this because they're different every year, and you can see which year this one is. It says right there, 2022. This advent calendar has got some pretty cool sewing supplies in here, including some that were specifically made for this box. Okay, so they're called hemline gold items. And so they are a little bit fancier, a little bit premium. And I'm telling you right now, if you want one of these, you must pre-order it right now on our website, that little website going by right there, okay? You need to pre-order this right away, because once they're gone, they're gone. Once we sell out, that's all there is. These, just like every other advent calendar that you want, they are only like super limited because they make them just for this season and then they're done. So if you want one, now is the time to pre-order yours. It will come to you the week of November 15th. And we have these secure in stock. So these are definitely in stock and you can get them from us. But you must pre-order right now. So they're going to ship to you the week of November 15th. There's 24 days worth of stuff in here. And there's like all kinds of really like cool sewing notions. So again, you might open one and go, I already have one of these, but you know what? It's a sewing advent calendar. So you can have a lot of fun with that. If you want to pick one of these up for your friends, again, now is the time to do that. If you know somebody who sews, or if you just want to pick one up for yourself, because I did one of these last year, and I think you can go back on my Instagram and see some of the stuff that I did, because I'm telling you, this was a lot of fun. It's big, okay? It's not small. It's a nice size. So if you want to order one of these, now would be the time. And I'm very excited about this because advent calendars, as you know, when you order an advent calendar, you try to go and get one at the store. The cheese one, there's a wine one, there's a beer one. They're always sold out, right? You can only get the ones with the chocolate in them, which is still also very fine. This is got sewing supplies in it. So if you know a little kid who's just getting into sewing, this is also a very, very cool and awesome gift. So I would say if this has not piqued your interest, then I don't know what will. I do have some cool things to show you tonight. And actually, let me show you also a little bit more of the front of this bad boy. There we go. This is I'm knocking everything over today. This is the haberdashery, and as you can see, it's done like a little like a store with. This reminds me of our building. Okay, we don't have the little awning, but look at the idea, right? There's the building. These 2 floors will be where I live, and there's my little shop. And so I was, again, this is not why I bought these. This is why I think this one is particularly cute, but there's all kinds of goodies in here. You can hear them in there. All kinds of stuff coming in here. You've got sewing gauges and fabric clips and pins and thimbles and all kinds of things that you probably, again, if you've been sewing a long time, you probably have them. But what fun is it to open an advent calendar and have sewing supplies inside? So I love the little Christmassy winter theme on that. And there we are. Okay, so here is something cool that I want to just share with you. There's 2 things. First of all, if you did not watch this week's Heirloom Afternoon, can I just tell you that you should? Heirloom Afternoon is on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. So if you do not watch that show, why is that like that? That's the second one that's been like that. Let me do it this way. No, it's also dark. Yeah. You know, it's all fun and games until the technology stops. So, all right, we're going to figure that out later. But anyway, on Heirloom Afternoon, Tuesdays at 12 noon, this week we talked about these blocks that I picked up. And you should go over and watch the whole episode because it's awesome. But we found these star blocks with these vintage textured interior petals. And yes, we found out the name of the block and when it was first created. So if this kind of thing is your jam, like it is my jam, and there are some, these are dirty. These are really, really filthy. They need to be cleaned. But there are some beautiful 30s wonderful goodness in this pile, and I would love it for you to go and check out Heirloom Afternoon, the latest episode, and take a look at this super cool vintage block with the textured petals. And again, we're going to be talking about these some more down the road. Also, I have been unpacking some of the boxes here at in beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky. And I found this box or this bag that had a little label. It says $5 on it. And these were some partially made grandmother's flower gardens. Now, these are smaller than what I am normally used to with grandmother's flower gardens. So, you know, this has been a little bit interesting. Also, some of the fabrics do not make a whole lot of sense to me, but you can see this one, excuse me, was very specially fussy cut. This is another amazing find. I know. I love those blocks. And this one's cool too. So check out these little guys in lederhosen and how fussy cut they have been to go around this circle. So I was like, oh, how cool. This must be why I bought this bag for $5, right? And I see some 30s fabrics, and these are shirtings. There's all kinds of different material in here, okay? But then I saw, okay, here's a block. So they intended to make these with white, and then this was in there. So I was like, uh-oh, what is this? This, my friends, are the rest of the blocks. And also there's some like papers that were made out of other stuff. Playing cards that were used. Looks like some kind of ticket for something. Charlton Heston, Richard Boone, color something or other. And then again, some more playing cards. And so I just found these. So this was cool, right? To have the pieces that they used to cut everything with. But then look at this. This whole giant piles of them. There's tons of them in here. They just go on and on and on in here. And so somebody cut enough of these for so many more blocks. So these are all unfinished hexies for a hexie quilt that this is as far as it got. This is as far as the hexies got, and then they are all going to have apparently this yellow center, and the yellow is way down here in the bottom of the box. So pretty cool stuff. And again, just another bag. So again, when you see these kind of unassuming bags like this, right? And it's got stuff in it like this, and it says $5 or whatever. This kind of thing, right? It's in an old bag that you have for when you buy your sheets. This was on the floor at a quilt or at an antique shop, more than likely. It said $5 on it, and I grabbed it. And next thing you know, that's where that came from. So I do have something rather interesting to share with you tonight. Something new that we are trying. Ooh, look, we're to infinity and beyond. Okay, so this is Etsy, and we are trying something new with Etsy. Yeah, that's crazy. You can okay, so we're trying something new with Etsy, and we have a new partner in shirt printing. So for those of you that know, we've had our classic skull t-shirt on sale since about 2011. And then, we kind of went full in 2014. So that's when like the skull shirts really hit the market. Well, now we have been asked so many times for all the other shirts that we've had in the past and discontinued over the years. We've had those shirts, like just not able to reprint them, because the really difficult thing about selling t-shirts is the sizes, you guys, the sizes. And so this is what we have done. We have partnered through my Etsy shop with a new printer, and we are now offering all of the shirts, including a bunch of new ones that we've never offered before, here on Etsy. And they ship from our partner within 1 to 2 days of your order. So they come out really fast, They're really high quality and we just love them, including ones that we have not offered in a really long time, like the Not Your Grandmother's Quilter shirt. And again, we get asked about these shirts all the time. When are you going to bring them back? Do you have them in my size? Yes, the answer is yes. And now you get to pick what color you want that design on. We have a bunch of light colors for the shirts, but we also have the dark print on a bunch of other light colored shirts. So this is for all of you that have wanted one of these shirts. We have now partnered with with our Etsy partner and our Etsy shop, and we now have all of those shirts available. So we have Not Your Grandmother's Quilter. We have You Down with EPP. Yeah, you know me. For those of you that are English paper piecers, I always get asked, what does EPP mean? And if you wear this shirt, you will be able to share your love of English paper piecing with all of your friends. We also have some new ones, including this most recent one where we posted this as a meme on our Instagram, and people immediately asked for this as a shirt and said, hey, whatever threads your needle. So this shirt now available in the white print and the black print. You can put this on any number of colors. I know so many of you are like, hey, I really do not like black. I want to wear gray, or I want to wear blue. Hey, we have those colors now, and you can print these on whatever style, whatever color shirt you want. We also have this one here, which is a lot of fun. Quilting fills my soul but empties my wallet. So we've got that one. And of course, this was really popular online. This one was a really big hit. Yeah, I lift, bro. I can lift this presser foot all day long. This is great for those of you that are working out. You need your quilt related workout shirt. This can be that. We have this in both light and dark colors. And of course, I can sew, but I will not hem your pants. And we also have, if you see me with Jack, now is not the time. And of course, the seam ripper there. And we have, lastly, life is short, use the fabric. So we have a ton, my goodness, a ton of new shirts. Hopefully you got to see all of those come through. What do you think? Do you think the shirts are cool? I think they're really cool. We'll be having some on the show in the next few weeks as we try out our samples, and we'll have them here on the show for you. So I'm pretty excited. But you know, like this, yeah, I lift, bro. That is that one was really, really popular online. So was If You See Me with Jack. The thing is, you know, I always wear a black t-shirt, but everybody always asks for more colors and different sizes. And can I tell you, we go all the way up to 3X in these, and so that is really, really cool. You can see you can have them on the light shirt with the black, or you can do that same idea in the white. So you can see that here. So that is so that you get to see all the different, you know, styles here. I just, you know, life is short, use the fabric. So we're pretty excited about this. How do you get to it? Well, you go to, this is crazy. It's like this is how I run the show, everybody. This is what it looks like behind the scenes. You will need to go to Etsy.com/Muppin, and I will put that in the notes here. Etsy.com. Okay, that's where you go. You go to our shop, and we put in Muppin. La-di-da-di-da. All right, so that's where we're headed. The shop for Muppin. There we go. Copy, paste. Boy, this takes a long time, doesn't it? There we go. Boom. Now it is in the comments for all of you to retrieve. I'm very excited about this, my friends. I have wanted to figure out a way to do t-shirts again, but in a better, I guess, a way that can help me manage the inventory. Because what I would do is I would order, when I first started selling t-shirts online, what I would do is I would buy like 20 larges, and I would buy 20 mediums, and I'd buy 20 extra large, and I'd buy like 5 2Xs, maybe like 2 3Xs. And inevitably I always had one or another size totally left over. They wouldn't move at all. And every time I think I had it figured out, where I would bring in mediums, and then mediums stopped selling altogether. Then I would bring in, okay, I wouldn't bring in as many mediums. I'd bring in like 2 mediums, but then I would get a run on 2Xs, and people would, say, oh, I really wish you had this in a 2X. And I'm like, okay. So I would bring in more 2Xs and not enough larges, or, and it just became this crazy thing to be able to manage. And we still, to this day, when we go to shows, we bring our t-shirts, we always end up making somebody unhappy because we have a shirt that we have on display, and we have some of the sizes but not all, or they have the one that they're looking for we don't have. And so this to me is the best of all the worlds, right? It's direct to the garment printing, and they are directly through my Etsy shop. So it is a safe transaction. It's a familiar to you platform, and to me, right, this allows you to select everything that you want. It's super customizable, from the light print to the dark print, to the type of shirt, to the color of the shirt and the size. And what can I say about like retailing shirts? It's really hard to do that. So that, my friends, is just one of those things that makes it really, this makes it so much easier for you, for me, and you can get the shirt that you want and show all of your sewing quilty love out there, which I think is super awesome. So don't forget, tonight you are pre-ordering our advent calendar. So this is not our advent calendar, it's an advent calendar. And I did one of these advent calendars last year, and it was, that one was all pink. I kind of like that this one is not like in your face pink. It is very wintry themed, and that much I do appreciate. I like the wintry theme. But last year's was very like French ooh la la pink. And while I liked it, and I loved opening the little, so there are lots of little boxes inside of here, and each box has the date, the day, the number of the day that you're going to open them. And so you start with number 1 and you end with number 24. And the cool thing, you can hear it, It's full of goodies. The other thing is that this is a really cool ecological packaging. It is plastic-free packaging. Now, that's not to say that the stuff inside might not have plastic in it, because I think some of it does. But all of this does not have like little plastic windows or little plastic films. It's all cardboard and recyclable. So that's really awesome as well. You know, what do you think, Mr. Spooky? Mr. Spooky thinks so as well. So Mr. Spooky went on the road with us this past couple of weeks. Everybody loved Mr. Spooky. People were like, "Where did you get him?" And I'm like, "I'm not telling you." he's on my YouTube show. Also today, I am rocking some new magnetic eyelashes. So I'm trying these out to see if I like them. I can't tell whether or not I like them or not. But anyway, this was a cool find. I must have bought this some time ago, and I don't even know where, because it was in a bag inside of a box, and I didn't remember ever purchasing this. Isn't that the saddest thing, when you have so many vintage textiles, you just don't remember where you got them all? Because that's kind of where I'm at. And then, of course, these new blocks. And I also, these new blocks are quite stunning. I have to say, I paid way too much for these, way more than I should have, and far more than I've ever paid for vintage textiles. And that was because I had to have this. I had to figure this block out. Now, some online friends in the vintage quilting Facebook group, they helped me identify the block. And so if you want more information about that block, you will need to head over to is that why it's not working? I don't even know why this is not working. You'll need to head over to Heirloom Afternoon, which you can find here on the YouTubes, or also on my Facebook page here on the Facebooks. And this is supposed to be a star. Okay, so there are parts to this block missing. As you can see, it should have, trying to get this arm here to work. Here we go. He really does not want to play along today. Okay, so what you can see is the top parts of the block, and these have been in a box for a really long time. So you can see that there should be squares here. There's a triangle, almost like a flying geese style triangle there. But this person couldn't wait. They could not wait to do this block. They had to get it to this stage. Now, these are all hand-pieced. Some are better than others. Okay, I probably, like, the perfectionist in me wants to pick this all apart and resew it. But I'm not going to do that. But I want to show you some of these wild prints. These prints are from the 30s. And you're like, that is not a 30s fabric. That is a 30s fabric. There's one in here that's very kind of Art Deco, and you can tell it's like very 30s. Yeah, this one here. You can tell this is old fabric. It's got these bows. You see these bows here that were cut out of the print. Let's get down in there. See those bows? It's very, very, very 20s, 30s, this fabric. Okay. So yeah, right? I love to. I can't. This is too much. Like when I saw this stack, I was like, I have to. And there's a lot of duplicates in some of the paisleys and things like that. There's 30s fabrics that I've never seen reproduced. Like check this out. It's like got giant flowers on it. And this person did not have enough to do this block. Did not have enough here. Hey! Oops. Hey, how are you? What's going on? So this person did not have enough, and she pieced them. Yeah, right. Too bad there's not at least 3 yards of that bow fabric. I would look for this bow fabric. It's very 30s, right? This would make a lovely dress. Can you see that? Wouldn't that be a lovely party dress with these giant, like, bows on them? But this one is kind of wild for a quilt fabric. Also, there's a couple of paisleys in here that are they're the same background. So this is some wild paisley going on. And she planned to mix this with, with this plaid, which, whoo boy, you didn't think that I was bad with the green and the purple. Check out back in the 30s what they were doing with the green and the purple. Now, why do I know that these are 30s fabrics? This pattern came out in 1932 and was reissued in 1935. So we know that they were clipping this out of the newspaper and doing it then. Look, here she was thrifty again. Little pieced section. So we're not the only ones who piece fabrics together in order to scrape one more block out of it. Here is, this one's super cute. This would be a cute little sundress. Probably fabric for that. Nice 30s style. That's some 30s that I would almost go into the modern. I could see this as a modern fabric. This one's very sweet, very traditional, very lovely. Here's another 30s. Look at that blue. Lots of blue. But here's another, like, again, this is not what we normally think of. Okay? This is not what we normally think of when we think of 30s fabrics. That is a bright, bright purple. Bob from the Nashville show. Hello, how are you? And llama adopter. You know, my llama, where did I put my llama? My llama's not out. I did adopt a llama. It's not a real llama. It's a faux llama. And I'm loving the vintage stuff. Me too. Look at this. Check this out. This is a heck of a blue. That's like almost like a teal color. I'm sure that this will wash up really nicely. Here's more of this ridiculous paisley. I mean, this paisley is wild. Check it out, though. I think this is 2 different colorways of the same paisley. So we've got 2 different colorways going on, I think, of this paisley. And actually, there's 2 in the same block here. I love it when I find stuff like this. Okay, so you look at it and you think, that's pretty cool. This fabric is different than all the others. So that's the thriftiness of our forebears. So we've got, look at this too. This is a wild fabric for being in the 30s. Not too bad, right? So hello, Bob's here. So this, again, I would say that's more of a garment fabric, but it's cotton. It's not, doesn't feel like a garment fabric. It's just some wild stuff here that they put together. It's not your normal 30s fabrics. right? We think of 30s as these like micro calicos, right? These two blocks don't even look like they go in the same quilt. Well, somebody intended for these to go together. They did. And then here is another fabric, which I believe has a companion in a different colorway somewhere in here. Here's kind of a wild, I like this one. It feels like fall. So does this one here. This is the same paisley, but a different colorway, which again, we didn't think that they had this many paisleys and this many colorways. So, you know, you've got that this paisley is like red and orange. Then you have this one, which is like the blue. And then you have this one, this weird outlier with the purple and the green. I thought I was big into purple and green. And then, of course, you know, if you're a fan of the comic books and the Joker, right? You've got a lot of purple and green with the Joker. I thought it was just, nope, it's a forever colorway. This little weird kind of paisley. Here's another one. I just don't normally see that kind of fabric as a 30s era fabric. You just don't. You just don't. And those bows, I love those bows on that one fabric, but this one's pretty wild too. Because this almost has like a shadow print over it. So this one was a very complicated and tricky print to print in the 30s. So I would say that this is probably a very expensive fabric where some of these others might not have been. You have to remember that like fabrics, they get put through on the printing press, right? So they get printed, and to do these colors over other colors or make them look like they're over, they have to be printed in multiple passes. So yeah, for being about 90 years old, that fabric's in incredible condition. It is. Somebody really treasured these. And here is more of this paisley, which I think is now the third colorway that we're seeing. Yeah, so we have the blue. We'll try to find one that has these big scallops in it, or scallops, as people say. I don't say it that way. Scallops. I'm from the Midwest. Scallops. Okay, so we have this yellow, green, and purple. We have this sort of red, blue, yellow. And then there's this orange, green, and purple. And then there was the third one, right? Weren't there? Yeah. This one is kind of the same as this other one. Also, here's another one of those blocks. And it totally fooled me at the time. So not only does this particular block, right, is it missing? So it's got all of this paisley right here. This one does not belong at all. This is not the paisley. Oh, it is the paisley fabric. Oh, it's had so much of it cut off, it doesn't even look like it. But this one here does not match. So there is still one in there that doesn't match. There's one in this one that doesn't match. I'm wondering if, no, because this should have gone to here, but this one should have gone, this one does not go to this one. And there's no other paisley that I have in the collection. God, here's a third paisley. This must have been a feed sack to have had so many variations, you know? what am I going to do with all these pieces? Well, I'm not going to do anything with these, I don't think. I paid a mighty sum for these, far more than I am comfortable telling you that I paid for these. But what I am going to do is I am looking for, I have the pattern, and I'm going to make a modern version. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 paisley blocks that I can find so far. Oh, no, here's number 5. This one is red, blue, and green. This paisley must have been on sale. This paisley is pretty wild. It is not what I would normally think of for the 30s. And I know you probably don't think of that as well. But there were some gems, like this one here. This one with the bows on it, I really, really like. Like I said, this was probably also an expensive fabric, but it's probably also made for using in dresses and things like that. Now, this block again is supposed to be a star. It is supposed to have, a triangle here and a square here, triangle, square. So this is supposed to have been, yeah. So these, yeah. Bob says, in the last video, you only paid $1. I did only pay $1 for other quilt blocks. These quilt blocks, no. These quilt blocks, I paid a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I should not have paid this much money for these. And it's all because they had the texture in the centers, right? If it didn't have these textured blocks with the gathers and everything on them, and I'll just flip one over so you all can see it. You can see that, there's these, pleats inside here, these gathers. And I was like, I'm in love. I have to have those. No. And so needless to say, I had to have them so much that it was an auction, and I kept bidding and I kept bidding and I kept bidding. And then finally I just went all in with the top price. And that's when I won it, but at what cost? It was mighty, that amount. Okay, so one more time into the breach, my friends. It is time to pre-order your advent calendars. This is it. This is the only chance you are going to have. We have them. They are in stock. So you want to place your order right now. You will want to get your advent calendar. Listen to all the goodies that are in there for your 24 days of fun that will start for you on the 1st of December. You will get them in time to order, to be able to open your first one on December 1st. So get your advent calendars now, because just like advent calendars, when you want to get the beer and the wine and the chocolate, the super, did you know that there's a wine bottle a month, or wine bottle advent calendar? And I think after 24 days of wine, that's alcoholic level. So you would really need to be careful with that. Because no alcohol involved in your advent calendar that you need to get it, but you need to hurry, because this is super limited. And what else? Right. The space, right? The t-shirts. We now have our own, our new printer, and you can get these t-shirts through our Etsy shop. our Etsy shop. So again, one of my favorites. I can sew, but I will not hem your pants. You can get this in different colors. You can get this up to from small all the way to 3X. And my friends, this is a lot of fun. This one right here is one of our top memes that we did on Instagram. You are not going to want to miss this one. Yeah, I lift, bro. This is the only place to get them is our Etsy shop. So if you also had lost out on the opportunity to get your Not Your Grandmother's Quilter t-shirts, you can now get one. And the thing is, as I've always said, t-shirts are hard to retail. I would have to have like millions and millions of sizes and different, graphics and all this stuff. But this is how you can get your t-shirt, and you can get it on however you want. If you want it on the gray, that's awesome. I never offered these in gray. You can put it on like this heather blue. You can get it on a teal, all different kinds of colors. It's really awesome. So I'm telling you, if you have always wanted one of our shirts, you're going to have to hit our Etsy shop. And the comments are now in, if you go to the comments, that is where the link to the Etsy shop is. I'm going to put that out there again so that you have that. You can drop into the comments and grab the link, the linky-loo that will get you to the t-shirt. So again, tonight, don't forget, hurry on over, grab your sewing advent calendars. You need this for yourself. I bought one for myself last year. This one may or may not stay here with me. And of course, don't forget to visit our Etsy shop for all of our new shirts. My friends, it is Friday, and I am off now to finish some stitching. Very new and exciting things are coming up tonight. I am not in Houston because I'm here in Paducah, beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky. And yes, so yeah, that's right. Didn't know you had an Etsy shop. I do. I have some of my items on Etsy. Everything I normally have on my shop, I have in usually just repeated over there at Etsy. But I think what we're going to do is turn the Etsy shop into the shirt shop. That's what I think is going to happen. So anyway, lots of plans going on here. We have a building to attend to. We have a meeting with our architect, which is why we are not in Houston. And if you are in Houston, or if you are going to Houston, have a wonderful time. I am not there. I wish I was. I will talk to all of you next week on Friday. I will be here. Have a wonderful Halloween. Stay tuned for more fun stuff. I will see all of you next week. Don't forget to tune in on Tuesday for Heirloom Afternoon. Take care.